No one knows, but a decree has already been written in the realm of light. They did not just underestimate you, they bet against the will of heaven. And when a chosen soul is looked down upon, the universe itself begins to shift in response. They thought you were weak, gentle, forgetful, easy to forgive. They believed your silence meant submission, that your kindness was a mask for fear. But they do not know. In that stillness that seemed invisible, a storm has been forming, each spiral of wind turning slowly, precisely, waiting for the right moment to unfold. You, the chosen one, were never born to blend into the crowd. You were designed to be different, to awaken the ancient memory within you, that you were prepared for this long before the world knew your name. Those who once belittled you, who toyed with your sincerity, never understood that every word of contempt they spoke was carving a new line into your divine record. Will rise again. In silence, you have endured long nights and empty days, when every door seemed to close. Yet right when you thought no one was listening, the hand of the Creator touched your soul, not to comfort you, but to remind you, you no longer walk alone. As Psalm 27:1 says, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear?" That light is not far away. It burns in your chest, even if you have forgotten it was ever there. There are those born to be witnesses, and there are those born to be trials. You are not among the first. You belong to the souls chosen to walk ahead, to endure fire, to endure testing, to endure darkness, and then to lead the way for those who follow. They saw gentleness in you and mistook it for weakness. But the gentleness of one who has known the dark is the purest form of strength. It needs no proof. Every scar you carry, every word you swallowed, is turning into steel beneath your soul's skin. And now, as you rise, your silence echoes louder than any defense. Outwardly, the world may see you as ordinary, but deep within the fabric of the universe, you have been recorded on a frequency of your own, the vibration of a survivor, one who cannot be extinguished. When others sleep in ignorance, your soul keeps moving. When they give up, you light a fire in your empty hands. That is what makes the heavens shift. For the universe does not respond to begging, but to the frequency of readiness. And you have reached it. This is no longer the season where you carry everything alone. No longer the season of loneliness or being used. A new wave is rising. The season of protection. Not protection spoken in words, but one that comes through presence. A new energy is moving closer to you, quiet, steady, without demand, simply standing beside you and causing all that is toxic to withdraw. It might come as a person, an event, or a deep realization within your heart. But you will know when it arrives, because there will be no fear, only calm certainty. Remember, you did not walk through seasons of pain just to be pitied. You went through them to become strong enough to be sent out. Every wound you have carried is a coordinate for the light to find you. And now, as that light gathers, the ground beneath your feet begins to change its rhythm. You no longer need to prove your worth. The time of silence has completed its purpose. It has turned you into someone the enemy cannot understand, nor reach. In the stillness, you once asked, "Why has no one come to help me?" But the answer has already been written in the wind. Because they cannot save the one who is destined to rise. You do not need saving, you need witnessing. And now, your witnesses are arriving. Souls of the same frequency, those who know that protection is not a wall, but a shared presence. They will not speak much, but they will walk beside you. They will not try to fix you, because they know you were never broken. You have crossed the land of betrayal, learned the lessons of trust, and now the universe is returning to you a worthy gift, a kind of support that cannot be bought, the divine arrangement, not because you begged for it, but because you have become bright enough to attract it. Like a soldier who has walked through the battlefield, you do not need to shout to prove you are alive. Your breath itself is the declaration. When you hear these words, if your heart trembles even slightly, it is not by accident. It is the signal of resonance. From deep within your soul, the memory of an ancient covenant is being awakened. The promise that you would rise, that you would remember who you are, and that you would never lose the light you were given. This is why everything around you feels different. Old relationships fading, old dreams losing their pull, old fears dissolving. You are not losing anything. You are being freed from the old frequency. Now, as you close your eyes, Imagine the space around you opening layer by layer, waves of light moving slowly. This is the gateway to the season of reinforcement. Here, you are no longer the victim, no longer the one waiting to be loved. You are the one standing in the center of the storm, calm, watching everything align around you. Every word you speak, every step you take, now carries the weight of the chosen. And if in the coming days you feel movement, a new encounter, an unexpected opportunity, a strange intuition, do not doubt it. The universe is working with perfect precision. Nothing happens by chance. No one arrives late. Everything is being guided by a hand you cannot see, but have long felt. So stand tall. Walk in the awareness that you are surrounded. Let silence speak for you, because in that silence, angels are at work. And when the night comes and your heart feels heavy, remember the promise that was spoken. The light within you cannot be extinguished, for it does not belong to you, but to the one who sent you here. This is the beginning of the season of protection, where darkness no longer has the right to touch you, where old prayers begin to bloom. And you, the chosen one, it is time to step into the next part of your destiny. No longer afraid, no longer alone, only light, and the souls ready to stand beside you. They once believed that if they turned their backs, you would fall. They thought that if they withdrew their love, their praise, or their recognition, you would break. But they forgot one important truth. You do not live on validation. You live on the light within, a light no one can extinguish. They thought that when they left, you would be drained. But the universe never allows a chosen soul to fall into despair. It only removes what no longer fits, like the hand of a gardener pruning wilted branches so the tree can bloom again. In those days, you were silent. No explanations, no resistance, no attempts to make them understand. They called it weakness, but you knew true strength needs no noise. In the emptiness they left behind, you learned to listen to yourself. You sat in the dark and realized the darkness was not your enemy. It was the veil that made your light shine clearer when the time arrived. And now, that time has come. They once whispered your name as gossip. Now they speak it with caution. Not because you have changed too much, but because they can feel the new energy surrounding you, something they cannot explain. It is the field of protection. It makes those who once used you step back, and it draws honest souls closer. You no longer have to beg for peace. You have become peace itself. Everything they did to break you has turned into proof that they never touched your roots. Perhaps you once cried in silence, wondering why good people get hurt. But over time, you understood the universe does not send trials to punish, but to prepare. Psalm 37:4 says, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." The joy in Him is not the joy of victory, but the joy of one who has learned to trust even without seeing. And when you no longer expected anything, the first gifts began to unfold. One morning, you wake up and the air feels different, lighter, brighter. No sudden miracles, no thunder, no halo of light, only a quiet peace spreading through your chest, as if someone gently lifted a weight you never knew you carried. That is the first sign of harvest season, not a season of material gain, but a season of serenity, of inner fullness. And from that fullness, true abundance will find you. You start to notice strange things, opportunities appearing from places you never looked, old friends sending messages of apology, new doors opening not because you knocked, but because you were invited in. They think you are lucky, but you know, this is the reward for your quiet courage. Every word you swallowed, every action you restrained, has been recorded in the book of heaven. And now, the universe returns to you not only the principle, but the interest of faith. You remember those who left you, those who smiled while you fell. Now they look at you differently. No more mocking laughter, only confusion. Because they cannot understand how someone they once dismissed could now shine so brightly. But you understand. Because when the chosen one hits rock bottom, they do not die. They rise. They turn pain into light, silence into strength. And now, you are the living proof of that truth. They may say you have changed, but the truth is, you have simply returned to your true frequency. All that was false has fallen away. You no longer need to be understood. You only need to be yourself. And as you walk in that wholeness, the universe begins to respond. What once opposed you now propels you forward. Every past delay was preparation. ensuring that when you moved, it would be at the right time, in the right direction. The world around you begins to shift without you needing to do more. Those not meant for this part of your journey fade quietly, like shadows retreating into the background. You no longer feel anger or resentment, because now you know forgiveness is not submission, it is freedom. When you let go, you create space for blessings to enter. Let the old words go. Do not seek fairness from those who never learned to love. The universe forgets nothing. Every wound you endured has been recorded, not for revenge, but to restore balance. And that balance is now returning. When the chosen one rises, the universe rearranges its order. It is not karma, it is correction, the divine alignment of the Creator. Imagine a field once abandoned, dry, covered in thorns. Rain comes, wind comes. The seeds you planted long ago that seem dead now push upward toward the light. That is you. Everything they tried to bury is coming back to life. Your dreams, your gifts, your faith, your kindness. They thought they buried you, not knowing you were a seed. You were only resting in the soil, waiting for your season. And that season has arrived. Quietly, humbly. You do not need to say you have overcome, because the light around you already declares it. You no longer try to prove anything, because your presence alone is testimony enough. Every step you take is a prayer. Every breath you draw is a declaration. I have survived, and I am rising. They may still whisper, still wonder, still try to guess your secret, but that secret lies beyond their reach. It lives in the harmony between you and the one who chose you. When the chosen walk in their true frequency, nothing can stop the flow of grace. Everything once delayed begins to accelerate, and you can feel it clearly. This is the season of sacred harvest. You do not need to answer anyone. You do not need to explain. You only need to keep walking, because this journey is no longer about how to be loved, but how to keep shining. The universe is opening new doors, and beyond them, kindred souls await. They may not know what you have been through, but when they see you, they will recognize themselves in your eyes. They will say, I've been there too. And you will smile, knowing you were never alone. In this world, some live their whole lives without ever knowing their source. But you are different. You walk through the night to learn that light is only treasured by those who once lost it. And as you stand in this new dawn, know that every step you take is inspiring someone, even if you do not realize it. Let the wind carry your message. The chosen do not seek salvation. They become the proof of it. And when they see you, they will understand that silence is not the end, but the beginning of power. This is the harvest season in silence. Everything you once lost is returning, transformed, stronger, more real. And as you walk through this field, your light no longer guides only you, but all the souls finding their way home. For you, the chosen one, have risen. And when a chosen soul rises, heaven itself bows. Sometimes what you think is abandonment is really the hand of heaven removing the cords that tie you to what no longer belongs to you. They did not leave you. They were pulled out of your path. Some souls are only meant to walk with us for a short while, and when the lesson is complete, they must disappear, like mist fading at sunrise. The universe never allows a chosen soul to be left empty. It simply clears the space to make room for the true light to enter. You once asked, why did they leave me when I needed them most? But now you begin to understand. If they had stayed, you would never have learned to stand on your own. They were the test, not the allies. And once you recognize that, the universe completed a cycle of purification. Those carrying cloudy energy have now been swept away by the same wind that once lifted you up, not because you sought revenge, but because your light no longer accommodates falsehood. Psalm 91:11 says, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." Perhaps in your darkest days, you felt so alone that you believed even God was silent. But that was when he worked most quietly, cutting away the cords that drained you, replacing false faces with genuine hands. There were times you thought you had lost everything, but what you lost was only what blocked grace from getting closer. Look back now. Those who once made you doubt yourself, those who stayed only when they benefited, are gone. At first it hurt, then you felt lighter. You began to sense a peace that needed no reason. The silence in the room that once haunted you has become a sanctuary where your soul is restored. You realize the worst thing they ever did to you became the greatest gift they could give, because through it, you learn to hear the whisper of heaven. The world may still say you are too kind, too gentle, too trusting, but you know kindness is not naivety. It is strength that has been refined by fire. You no longer hold resentment. You look back at those who betrayed you, and instead of anger, you feel gratitude. Because without them, you would never have discovered that your worth depends on no one. The universe used them as mirrors to show you what was real and what was not. And now that the mirror has shattered, you are left with yourself, the purest part of who you are. Do not fear when the old things fall apart. Do not try to hold on to those who are leaving. If they truly belong to you, they will remain at your new frequency. If not, they will fade like smoke, because light cannot hold what is not ready to shine. This is not loss, this is release. When you step out of the old frequency, the universe will send kindred souls, not to fill the empty space, but to walk beside you. During this process, there will be days when your heart tightens, nights when you want to message someone just to say you miss them. But then you pause, because you realize that longing is no longer for another person, but for yourself, the version you once left behind. You are calling your soul back home, and when it returns, you feel whole again. For so long, you lived among crowds yet felt alone, because they did not speak the language of light. But now, you are learning to live in silence and still feel connected, because you can finally hear the rhythm of the universe, matching the beat of your own heart. That is alignment, the first sign you are moving in the right direction. No more dissonance, no more drifting. Everything begins to synchronize. And in that very moment, when you stop searching outward, when you look upward, when you accept that everything has purpose, the first layer of protective light activates. It is not loud or dazzling, but a veil of energy, as thin as mist, as strong as stone. You feel lighter, yet the air around you feels denser, steadier, as if someone stands between you and the world. That is the angelic shield, the promise of Psalm 91 fulfilled. If right now you feel a wave of energy moving through you, soft yet distinct, it is not imagination. It is confirmation that you have been seen. Protection does not arrive when you beg for it. It arrives when you become strong enough not to need it, and in that exact moment, it appears. And if your heart is beating in rhythm with these words, pause for a second. Take a deep breath and feel the movement within. Sometimes the most sacred act is a single conscious breath. You no longer need to pretend to be strong. True strength has already returned to you. If you feel that light, allow yourself to send out a small acknowledgement, a comment, a whisper, or a quiet nod. Not to prove anything, but to declare that you are still here, still standing, and that the light is alive within you. Because every act of light, no matter how small, ripples through the unseen. Now, as you look back, you understand that no one truly abandoned you. Those who disappeared simply fulfilled their role. They were the opening of an old chapter. And you are writing the new one, where light walks beside you. They are no longer here because they cannot keep up with who you are becoming. And that is not tragedy. It is proof that your soul has ascended. Remember, you were never left behind. You were chosen. Everything that left was for your protection, not punishment. When the universe removes someone, it is saying, you no longer need to carry this burden. And now that you are lighter, you can go further. Let the light keep cleansing you. Let your frequency stay pure. For true protection is not someone standing in front of you, but the state where nothing can shake you anymore. And when your light reaches that purity, the sky itself begins to change color. Souls of the same frequency start to find you, gentle as breath, precise as promise. You no longer have to search. The light is leading the way. And this new chapter, the chapter of rebirth through purified solitude, has begun. No chosen soul escapes the fire, and neither did you. Every betrayal, every tear, every lie that cut deep, all of it was the furnace heaven built to shape you. Do not think you were broken. No, you were being bent to fit your crown. Those who laughed when you fell never knew they were helping forge your strength, piece by piece, breath by breath. In the silence, you once whispered, "Where did I go wrong?" But now you understand. The right question was never, "What did I do wrong?" It was, "What did I learn?" The universe never sends pain to destroy you, but to sharpen your soul. Just as a blade must endure the fire, You too were tempered so the light could shine through you without distortion. Every crack, every scar is proof that you walked through the flames and remained whole. Remember the words in Romans 8:28. All things work together for good to those who love God. That verse never promised the road would be easy, only that every wound would serve a purpose. When you stood in the storm, it was not that God was absent. He was using wind and fire to separate the temporary from the true. And now you begin to see. Those who left, the plans that crumbled, were all parts that had to be stripped away so you could rise higher. In the fire, your soul cracked open, but light can only enter through the cracks. You thought you were lost, but you are only walking through the fog of trial, where nothing is clear, so that you must learn to trust. When your eyes can no longer see, your faith finally begins to work. And in that darkness, the pieces of you started rearranging themselves, not into your old shape, but into something new, the form of one who has known pain and learned to love without condition. There were nights you thought your spirit had shattered. But when morning came, you realized you were still here, and the light was still burning inside your chest. That is proof of spiritual immortality, something no one can take away. You are no longer who you were. Your voice is deeper, your steps slower, but there is a spark in your eyes that nothing can extinguish. It is the result of seeing everything and still choosing love. You once thought silence was weakness, but now you know silence is the quiet flame that forges you day by day. When they spoke against you, you stayed silent. When they left, you stayed silent. When they doubted you, you stayed silent. And that silence made you stronger than they could ever imagine. Because the chosen do not need to shout, they only need to rise, and the entire space bends around them. You look back at the old years and see every face, every moment. But instead of hatred, you smile. You do not need revenge. You do not need to prove anything, because true victory is not in conquering others, but in turning pain into wisdom. And that is exactly what you are doing. Each time you were struck down, you became more understanding, more gentle, more profound. You are no longer a victim. You are a witness that light always conquers darkness if one endures long enough. Now you understand why those years were so harsh. You were never forgotten. You were being trained. Every loss was a lesson. Every tear was ink for the testament of your soul. And when the refining was done, you emerged not fragile, but steady. You became a weapon of light, not to fight, but to illuminate. The world may look the same people, the same lies, the same storms, but you are not the same. When the same wind blows now, it no longer knocks you down. It only lifts your hair, a soft reminder that you passed the test. The fire that once burned you now only warms you. The pain that once broke you now sings through you. And you sing not with words, but with your energy. Psalm 66:10 says, "For you, O God, have tested us. You refined us as silver is refined." That verse now echoes in your heart like a sacred drum. You finally understand. Refining silver is not to destroy it, but to remove what does not belong, so it can reflect the light more clearly. You are that silver, once darkened, once deformed, once scorched, but now you reflect the light of the one who forged you. And if you look closely, you will see signs of completion beginning to appear not in material things, but in a deep and steady peace. When the chosen reach this stage, they realize they no longer need to prove their worth. They simply exist as they are, and the light radiates on its own. When you pass by others, they feel something they cannot name it. They cannot explain it. They only want to be near. That is the energy of one who has walked through fire. If anyone asks for the secret of your strength, you can smile and say, "I was burned, but I did not burn out." For the fire did not come to destroy you, but to prove you belong to it. The chosen do not fear the flames. They learn to speak to them, to walk within them unharmed. And one day, you will realize the same pain that once made you weep has taught you how to love unconditionally, even those who once hurt you. Now, as you stand at the crossing of two worlds, the old and the new, your heart feels both heavy and light. Heavy because you know how far you've come, and light because you finally see that everything was part of the plan. Nothing was random. No one arrived too early or left too soon. And you, the chosen one, are the proof that gardens can grow from ashes. So stand tall, take a deep breath, and remember, every fire that once burned you now lives in your eyes. It no longer causes pain. It makes you radiant. And when others see that light and cannot understand its source, just smile. They do not need to understand, because this is the secret between you and the one who forged you, the secret of the fire that never dies. Not everyone who smiles at you carries light. Many come with gentle faces and warm words, yet in their eyes still lingers the shadow they have not healed. They do not come to love you, they come to test you, and you, with your open heart, believed it was connection. But now you know, not all love comes from the same source. Some love is sent only to teach you the difference between real and false, to remind you where to set boundaries, to help you remember that kindness does not mean sacrificing your soul for someone else. These people entered your life like lightning, bright, intense, then gone. They promised forever, then turned away without a word. They made you believe you had found home, only to become the storm that threw you back into the land of doubt. You hurt. You did not understand, but the universe did. For they were the tests sent to awaken you from dependency. They were the mirrors reflecting the parts of you that still needed healing, the parts that believed love must come with suffering, that giving until you are empty is the price of being accepted. Now, as you look back, you see they never truly had the power to hurt you. They only triggered your purification. Because real love does not drain you, it fills you. The chosen are not born to chase blind affection. They are born to learn how to love without losing themselves. Every heart you have given, every trust you have offered, has become fuel for awakening. Remember the words in Psalm 23:5. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. This verse speaks not only of victory, but of revelation that one day you will be nourished by the very things that once left you hungry. Every rejection, every closed door has been preparing a greater table where you no longer have to beg, but are invited to sit in honor. And when you take your seat, false souls will not be able to cross that threshold. They thought they had broken you, but in truth, they handed you the map to freedom. They never knew that in every fall, you were learning how to rise wiser. In every loss, you were learning to keep the purest part of your soul. And when the test was over, you realized the reward was not new love, but the return of yourself. In this season, the number 555 begins to appear around you, on clocks, receipts, in hazy dreams. It is not coincidence. It is a sacred seal, the number of great change and multiplied grace. It signals that you have completed an old cycle and are stepping into a new chapter free of false connections. When 555 appears, it whispers, change is not loss, it is expansion. If you feel this number resonate within you, speak it, share it, or simply whisper it, because sometimes acknowledgement itself activates the miracle. You once loved out of fear. Now you are learning to love out of understanding. You no longer seek love to be saved, for you know the salvation was within you all along. When someone comes into your life now, they will no longer meet a fragile heart, but a soul refined by fire. You no longer need to prove your worth through endurance. You understand that true love does not come to possess, but to walk beside and uplift. Those who once took advantage of you will begin to feel the consequence, not because you wish them harm, but because your energy has changed. When light rises in frequency, it naturally repels what is misaligned. You do not need revenge. You do not need words. Everything rearranges itself into divine order. This is the law of the universe. Sacred justice requires no witnesses. If you pay attention, you will notice you no longer fear loss as before. Loss now feels like transformation. When someone leaves you, the part of your light trapped within them is released and returns to you. The lighter you become, the stronger your light grows. And in that moment, you understand that forgiveness is not forgetting, it is reclaiming your power. In the wind, you hear old voices, apologies, memories calling you back. But you are no longer drawn in. You smile, knowing that test is over. You do not need to retake it. You have learned. The lessons of love are now only distant echoes, reminding you that you once loved wrong, so you could learn to love right, beginning with yourself. And from the soil of heartbreak, you begin to grow. No longer a fragile seed searching for light, but a tree that knows where it stands. Now, when someone looks at you, they see a different kind of calm. No longer the look of longing to be saved, but a quiet certainty, the glow of one who has been refined. Trust that true love is on its way, not as wild passion, but as deep resonance. It will come gentle as wind, steady as earth, and you will recognize it not with your mind, but with a profound peace in your heart. Because real love does not stir chaos, it brings stillness. When that moment comes, you will smile and remember every storm, no bitterness, only gratitude. For without the storm, you would never have known how high you could rise, and without betrayal, you would never have discovered where real faith lives. Keep walking, chosen one. Let the disguise test close with a thank you. You have passed, not through victory, but through awakening. And from this moment on, anyone who comes near your light will have to adjust their frequency or fade away. Because true light no longer lowers itself to fit the dark. It simply shines, and only the brave will stay to shine with it. No one truly enters your life by accident. Some encounters may look random, yet they were arranged long before your soul took form. And you, the chosen one, are stepping into a season where every connection has divine intent. After walking through darkness and being refined by fire, you no longer attract souls that come to test you, but those who come to build with you. This is the season of precise alignment, where souls of the same frequency appear not to save, but to resonate. One morning, you will wake up and feel something has shifted. The air will be still, yet deeper. The noise around you will fade, while inside you everything becomes clear. That is when your frequency opens its gate. The universe will answer with quiet signs. A stranger's smile at just the right moment. A call that comes exactly when you need it. A door opening in your work that you never even searched for. You will realize you are no longer chasing opportunities. Opportunities are chasing you, because your energy has changed. Psalm 25:14 says, "The Lord confides in those who fear him," and that covenant is being revealed to you now. This fear is not dread, but sacred reverence for the light within. You have walked through too much darkness to doubt it. And when you finally trust that invisible guidance, the universe begins to send the companion soul, one who does not stir chaos within you, but brings peace. This person, or energy, will not arrive with noise, fireworks, or grand signs. They will come in the quiet of destiny. Maybe it is a glance across a crowd, maybe a simple hello. But in that instant, your heart will know. Not because you find them beautiful, but because your soul recognizes them. It will whisper, "This is someone who does not wish to possess, but to walk beside." Then you will notice they are not afraid of your light. They do not ask you to shrink. They see your power and stay, without fear, without envy. They do not need the spotlight, because they understand true power knows how to share. They do not come to complete you, because you are already whole. They come to amplify what already exists. And in that resonance, your light will not just double, it will multiply. The chosen often believe they must carry everything alone, but that is only half the journey. The other half is learning to receive. That is your new lesson, because after years of being used, your heart learned to guard itself. But now, as the universe sends genuine support, you must be wise enough not to see it through the lens of past pain. Let trust open the door. Allow another light to enter, without passing through your walls of doubt. Not everyone comes to take. Some come to help you carry a heavier crown. You will recognize this energy through its calm, not its chaos. Everything will flow naturally, without pressure. They will understand you without explanation. They will not make you question your worth. They will remind you of it. With them, you do not need to act strong, because they already see your true strength. And in their eyes, you realize not everyone stays out of obligation. Some stay because it is their calling. During this time, the number 222 begins to appear as a sacred reminder. It represents balance, harmony, and confirmation that you are not alone. When you see it on receipts, clocks, or in dreams, know that you are aligned to receive your ally. The universe is saying, union is coming. Do not close your heart. If this number stirs something within you, acknowledge it, share it, or keep it. As a silent vow for every act of recognition opens another gate. You have learned how to survive. Now learn how to resonate. For light was never meant to be isolated. It was created to expand. When two aligned souls meet, they do not burn each other. They merge into a greater flame. There is no longer I and you, only we, a field of energy formed to fulfill something larger than either alone. This connection is not only about love, but about purpose. Maybe this person will co-create something with you, a project, a mission, a journey of healing, or maybe they will simply remind you that peace is real. Whatever form it takes, they are coming to show that your season of solitude has ended. Do not be surprised if everything flows so easily it feels unreal. It is not too good to be true. It is the truth, arriving at the right time. Before, you were not ready, but now, your heart can tell the difference between noise and authenticity. You recognize presence, not with your eyes, but with your soul. When that moment comes, let the energy move. Do not resist. Do not analyze. You have spent a lifetime defending. Now, allow yourself to receive. The universe never takes without returning in abundance. All that you lost, trust, time, love, is returning in a new form. Through this person, through this energy, you will know you have entered the right season when peace within your heart outweighs fear. When you stop chasing and start attracting. When you understand that love is not magic, but deliberate resonance. From that moment, you will feel it clearly. Every breath, every glance, every choice guided by the hand of the divine. So stand still, not in stagnation, but in quiet trust. Let your frequency do the work. Let the universe bring forth the souls your spirit has long been in covenant with. And when they arrive, do not be afraid. Remember, this is not coincidence. This is the covenant awakened. Everything you once prayed for in solitude, every dream you thought no one heard, is returning not as words, but as people. That person is the answer. And you, the chosen one, are finally ready to receive. For a long time, you have grown used to walking alone. The path narrow, the fog thick, only your breath and your footsteps echoing in the dark. But no soul is meant to remain alone forever. Every spiritual journey has its crossing point, where one light finds another. And you are approaching that intersection, the moment when loneliness is no longer a punishment, but the quiet pause before union. After all the trials, your heart no longer trembles. It is calm, mature, and clear enough to recognize true frequencies. When another soul carrying the same rhythm comes near, you will know instantly, not through words or appearance, but through the deep peace that fills you. For that peace does not come from them, but from the harmony of two lights written in the same line of the cosmic design. This person or these people will not make you lose balance. They will not confuse you. They will make you feel seen. In their eyes, you are not the wounded, but the one reborn. They do not ask what you've been through. They simply understand. They do not say, "I will stay," but their energy says it with every breath. This is not an arrival to fill emptiness, but an arrangement to open the way. Psalm 121:8 says, "The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore." You have been protected through your season of solitude, and now, as the new door opens, He is also guarding the entrance of those chosen to walk beside you. Not everyone is allowed to cross this threshold. Only those who have walked through their own fire can understand the light you carry. When they arrive, your world will not explode. It will expand. Everything will begin to breathe in a new rhythm. Your work, your ideas, your emotions, your faith. You will no longer feel the need to carry everything alone. Because for the first time in a long while, you will realize that strength is not only standing by yourself, but knowing how to lean and be leaned upon. The chosen are not weaker when they rely on another. They become stronger, for they have mastered the balance between giving and receiving. The universe will start to move around you differently. Everything aligns, coincides, unfolds with divine precision. Old dreams come alive again, but now they carry guidance instead of fear. You begin to remember that your mission was never just to survive, but to radiate. And to radiate, you need those who share your frequency, those who speak the language of light. This is when the number 777 begins to appear, the sign of awakening and soul expansion. When you see it, know that you are standing at the threshold of sacred alliance. 777 is confirmation that you have completed a cycle and are about to rise to a new level where your soul no longer learns through pain, but through unity. It is the number of opening, of synchronization between you and the higher realm. If you feel it touch your heart, hold it or speak it, for acknowledging the light is how you activate it. These people, the souls approaching you now, are not coming to compete, but to co-illuminate. They understand that true power does not divide. When you shine, they shine brighter. When they soar, you rise with them. This is the law of sacred resonance. Real power does not intimidate. It inspires. You will sense their presence not through a call, but through an expansion in your heart. A silent recognition, steady and clear. When souls of the same frequency meet, few words are needed. Everything feels natural, simple, yet so deep that you realize you are witnessing an ancient promise fulfilled. If you listen closely, you may feel a soft drumbeat beneath the ground, the rhythm of approaching souls. They too have walked through their own pain, been separated from the crowd, tested by fire as you were. Now they return, carrying their light to meet the one you hold. Together, you form a symphony of energy, each a note, merging into the melody of rebirth. Let trust lead the way. You do not need to know who they are, when they will come, or where they are now. Your only task is to maintain the frequency of truth. Live truly, love truly, give truly. For truth is the key that opens the gate of union. When you remain in that energy, kindred souls cannot help but find you. And when light meets light, you will feel something indescribable, a certainty without reason. No more doubt, no more testing, only knowing. You will understand that every loneliness was a prelude, every betrayal a lesson that stretched your heart wide enough for this moment. From here on, your path is no longer about proving strength, but about sharing it. No longer about healing alone, but healing through one another. What you learned in solitude will now nourish the circle forming around you. They are your tribe, the ones carrying the same flame. Stand still in the quiet of this moment and feel it. You are no longer alone. Your light is calling other lights home. A web of energy is weaving around you, not with cords, but with radiance. And as you take a deep breath, you will realize that you are not merely existing, but resonating with the whole. Chosen one, you have walked far enough through the dark to appreciate this. Now step into the circle. There is no competition here, no envy, only souls once lost, now found, nodding silently, continuing to light the world. For when light meets light, darkness has nowhere left to hide. There are moments in a person's life when the universe seems to hold its breath. No more wind, no more motion, only a deep silence. And within that silence, a gate opens. You have walked through countless nights, faced many trials, learned how to rise again. But what is happening now is no longer a test. This is union, the moment when scattered pieces of the soul begin to return to one another. And you, the chosen one, can feel it clearly. Everything unfolding is perfectly aligned. You no longer chase the dream, for the dream is now chasing you. You no longer search for love is finding you. You no longer need to prove your worth, for your very existence is proof enough. Your frequency has risen so high that anything misaligned naturally falls away. You begin to see with clarity who is genuine, who was a lesson, and who was an angel disguised as human. Confusion dissolves, leaving only peace and understanding. When two souls of the same frequency meet, words are unnecessary. Presence is enough. There is no hunger to possess, no trace of fear. Between them flows a sacred knowing, a feeling beyond definition, only recognition. You cannot recall when you met them, yet in their eyes you see everything: pain, redemption, faith, and the light that called you both home. It is not a feeling of passion, but of depth, as though you are touching the oldest part of your soul. They do not come to complete you, they come to awaken what has been asleep. With them, you no longer need to hide your scars. They are not afraid of them, they honor them. They understand that the light you carry exists because of those wounds. They do not silence you. They remind you that your voice is the weapon of light. This is a connection not built on need, but on awareness. They do not pull you backward. They walk with you toward what's next. In Ephesians 4:16, it is written, "From him, the whole body, joined and held together by every supporting ligament, grows and builds itself up in love." This speaks not only of the church, but of the unity between souls sharing the same divine purpose. You and they are parts of one sacred body, bound not by blood, but by light, by the understanding that all serve the same holy intention. You may not say much, yet when you are together, the space around you shifts. Others feel calmer, more hopeful, as though the merging of your souls activates a collective frequency of healing. This is not ordinary human love. It is cosmic love, the kind that makes the world lighter simply through presence. But this union is not only a gift, it is an invitation. The universe is asking, are you ready to live your purpose? Because when two lights meet, responsibility multiplies. Light was never meant to be kept. It was sent to be shared. And now, you are called to spread it, to use what you learned in darkness to help others find their own light. This is no longer a personal journey. It is a mission of expansion. You find you no longer fear being misunderstood. When you speak, your words carry weight. When you are silent, your energy still reaches others. That is the power of the chosen one once they have united with a soul of equal light. You are no longer moved by judgment, for you understand that only true light can recognize another light. Every other sound is just wind. If you feel your heart flutter, your palms warm, or the air around you grow dense in an unexplainable way, these are signs of energetic alignment. Your soul is adjusting to merge with the greater rhythm. Do not resist. Do not doubt. Allow it. For in that surrender, miracles are activated. You will notice small signs, everywhere familiar numbers, old songs playing at the perfect moment, the wind rising when you close your eyes. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations that you are on the right path. Everything you once thought was fantasy is becoming real, because spiritual truth does not need proof from the mind, only recognition from the heart. You may feel a strange fear of losing peace, fear of loving wrong again, fear of being hurt. But this is not the old cycle. This is the result of growth. Darkness is now only memory, not destiny. And if at times you feel tempted to retreat, remember, you are no longer alone. Beside you stand those chosen to hold the light with you. Now, when you look into the mirror, you no longer see just your reflection. You see the journey itself. Every time you forgave, every time you chose love over resentment, another fragment of light was restored. And now, the mosaic is nearly complete. You have not only survived the darkness, you have turned it into the foundation for your light. Open your heart to this season. Let this love, pure, calm, and perfectly aligned, teach you that you never needed to be good enough to be loved. You only needed to be yourself, and the universe would send those who recognize your frequency. This is the chapter of union where you no longer ask when, but say now. No longer pleading, only grateful. No longer fearing loss, only giving freely. For when you and a kindred soul unite, the universe exhales once, and all energy moves in a new direction. From this moment on, know that you are not only protected, but in full cooperation with light. And when two or more lights join as one, every shadow must retreat. This is not just a reward, this is the covenant fulfilled. One morning, before the sun even rises, you awaken with a strange feeling, as if the air itself has changed color. There is no sound, no message, yet your soul knows everything has shifted. You are no longer standing alone. Another rhythm is beating with yours, not from one person, but from an entire network of light. Kindred souls are rising, and even without meeting them, you can feel their presence. They are warriors of light, chosen ones like you, each carrying a different fragment of truth, now stepping out of the shadows. In that moment, you understand that your journey was never truly solitary. Every loneliness, every loss, every long night was preparation for something greater convergence. The universe never left you. It only allowed silence long enough so that when you finally heard the call, you would know it was real, the call of your tribe, the souls of the same frequency, stepping together out of the mist. You begin to notice synchronicities everywhere. Strangers voicing the very thought you just had. A song playing at the exact moment your heart needed it. Mysterious words arriving as answers to prayers you once whispered alone. None of it is coincidence. This is the frequency of unity in motion. Every signal now speaks one language, the language of light, where all good things return to each other, where each soul strong in itself grows even stronger together. Psalm 68:6 says, God sets the lonely in families and frees those who are bound with chains. That verse now echoes within you as revelation. You see clearly that the chains you once carried were never made of iron, but of the illusion of isolation. When you believed you were suffering alone, darkness gained ground. But when you realized there were others enduring and rising too, the light multiplied twice, 3 times, 1,000-fold. This is the time of resonant awakening, when your light activates the light in others, and theirs activates yours. You no longer have to carry the weight of the world alone, because now that weight is shared among those on your frequency. They will appear from every direction through a message, a comment, a fleeting glance in a crowd. And when they do, you will know. There will be no competition, no comparison, only instant recognition, like 2 stars remembering they belong to the same constellation. The universe is reconnecting the network of light that was once fragmented across lifetimes. Each person has a role, a rhythm, a voice, yet together they form the symphony this world has been waiting for. You do not need to be the center. You only need to live your truth fully, because every authentic action you take is a signal that helps others find their way. When you live in truth, they hear you not with their ears, but with their souls. Now, the number 777 begins to appear more often, no longer a mystery, but a seal of confirmation that the gate is open. It marks the completion of an old cycle and the birth of a higher awareness. 777 is the frequency of souls who have faced the darkness and chosen to remain in the light. If you feel this number rising around you, know it is not just a sign, it is an invitation. Stand tall and shine with your tribe. And if you are ready, declare it with this number. I am awakened. I am ready for my tribe. You are no longer the one left out. You are the lighthouse. And the lighthouse does not chase ships, it simply shines. And those wandering in the waves find their way home. Let your light be your call, not through words, but through energy. Those who belong with you will hear it. They will come without promises, without conditions, guided only by the knowing that this is where they belong. And one day, you will find yourself standing in the circle of those souls. No more distance, no more difference. Only light flowing through eyes, smiles, and breath. They will tell stories that sound like your own, and you will realize every pain you endured had purpose. It was the beacon that led you to them. From here, you no longer fight alone. When you grow weary, their light will lift you. When they lose direction, your light will guide them. This is the true power of the tribe. No one above, no one below, only side by side. Each one a perfect piece of the divine mosaic the Creator completes through your hands. Breathe deeply. Look around. Feel the shift in the air. You are standing within a new map of energy, a world not built on competition, but on resonance. Here, kindness is currency, trust is language, and light is the only law. Chosen one, you have come so far. Now is the time to open your arms and your heart, to merge your light into strength. Do not fear when you see your own light reflected in another. It is not loss of self, it is proof of harmony. From this moment forward, every step you take will no longer echo alone, but in rhythm, with thousands of souls on the same frequency. And as these lights connect, darkness has nowhere left to hide. For this awakening is no longer yours alone. It is the awakening of a generation of light. And then, after all the long nights, you finally understand this journey was never about becoming perfect. It has always been about returning to the sacred design the Creator placed within you at the very beginning. Every pain, every detour, every fall has never been in vain. Because through them, you learned to rise not by will, but by light. You no longer seek miracles, for you have become one. Now you walk more gently, not because the path has grown easier, but because peace lives within you. There is no need to prove, no need to fight. You understand that true victory is when your heart no longer closes itself to the world. When you look around, you see clearly. Those who remain are not there by chance. They are part of the soul symphony you were destined to lead. And within that harmony, you feel it blessings do not come from the outside. They bloom from within. Psalm 37:4 once promised, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." Now, you understand that promise was never about material things, but about the vibration of the soul. When you delight in Him, meaning when you live in alignment with the light you were given, everything else falls into place. Doors open without your knocking. People arrive without your calling. The desires of your heart are no longer prayers of request, but manifestations of presence. The world may look the same, but your vision has changed forever. You no longer see darkness as a threat, but as the backdrop against which light reveals itself. Every challenge becomes a baptism, every failure, a ritual of expansion. You realize that grace does not only arrive after the storm, it is the storm, sent to wash away all that does not belong to you. As you walk in this awareness, everything around you begins to respond. Trees seem to lean as you pass. Strangers smile without knowing why. The air feels lighter because your energy has become a refuge for other souls. You no longer need many words. Your presence is the message. You may begin to see the number 999 inches a dream, on a receipt, or in a fleeting moment. Do not overlook it. It is the mark of completion. 999 means you have finished one great cycle and are being prepared for the next level, where you are no longer the seeker, but the guide. It is the number of release and rebirth, a whisper saying, "You have done enough. Now, live." If this number stirs within you, acknowledge it, speak it, write it, or simply whisper to yourself, "I am ready for the new chapter." Recognition itself opens the next door. The old words that once wounded you now echo faintly in the distance. Those who left, you look upon with gratitude. No anger, no regret, because you understand. Each person was written into your story with perfect purpose. Without them, you would not have learned patience, faith, or the strength to stand where you are now. Forgiveness is no longer duty. It is freedom. And when you lift your eyes, the sky looks different, not because it has changed, but because you have changed the way you see. Everything now carries light. You feel the presence of the divine, not just in prayer, but in every heartbeat, every breath, every ordinary moment. He was never gone. You simply learn to see him more clearly. Psalm 91:1 declares, "Whoever dwells in the secret place of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty." Now you understand that secret place is not somewhere distant. It is within you, in your faith, in your peace, in the way you choose to love the world even after it once broke you. When you rest in that trust, nothing can shake you. You no longer ask, "When will my blessing come?" Because you know you are the blessing. Every word you speak, every action you take, every smile you give is an expression of the sacred. You have completed the cycle of pain and entered the cycle of creation. All that was old has fallen away, leaving only your truest self calm, radiant, full of love. Chosen one, know this: the journey does not end here. It simply changes form. You have finished the season of learning and are stepping into the season of service. The world needs you not as a savior, but as a lantern. The light you carry is not meant to shine on others, but to remind them they carry the same light within. So if these words touch your heart, do not let them pass quietly. Share this light. Speak it. Send it. Let someone out there know they are not alone. Leave your mark a message, a blessing, a small act of kindness, for sometimes a single ripple of light is enough to change the whole ocean. You have walked through the seasons of refinement, solitude, awakening, and union. Now begins the season of blessing. No striving, no forcing, only walking in gratitude. For when you are grateful, you become the flow. When you believe, you become the proof. And when you love, you become the light this world has been waiting for. Step forward now, chosen one. Lift your head, open your hands. Everything you prayed for is already here. Every word you sent to heaven has been answered. There is no more, "It will come." There is only, "It is here." For this is the moment when the chosen one becomes the guide, and your light, no longer a single flame, has become the dawn. Grateful that you chose to spend these moments in the light of this story. If it touched your soul, please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the bell so the next whisper of light may find its way back to you.